days. 30 days
It's
until
upon us.
football season. It's my Christmas.
It is.
Get over
indeed.
yourselves. Welcome to the very first Very Orange live stream of the 2022 football season. I am your co-host.
Preseason spectacular.
Yes, I am your co-host, the Super Genius Wiley, along with my sidekick, YB. Exactly. And we are here to get y'all pumped and ready to go. We're going to spend some time recapping. And then we're going to spend the rest of the time priming that orange pump, baby.
About this year, baby.
Because it is friggin' go time. And there ain't nobody more excited about it than we are.
Nobody.
So YB, why don't you lead us off and we'll go from there, Bubba.
If you look below, you'll see our link tree. Feel the strings. Check us out. Look at our old videos. Look at our current videos. Coming at you.
Share with your friends.
Right. Tell your friends. Tell your mistresses. If you got one, you know.
We're almost high-end amateurs at this point. Almost.
We're making our way through this world.
We've had people say that they only work with people who are complete amateurs, but we still qualify. I think we fall into that category pretty nicely.
Available for the Vol Olympics.
Yes. But hit us up on Linktree. Hit us up on like and subscribe to all of our webcasts on YouTube. Behind the Hedges,
Twitter, Instagram.
Yes.
Feel the strings, baby. We are the Very Orange live stream, as you can see.
We are all over the place.
All right, sir. So the last time we met with you good people, right before the Vandy game. Sorry, Mikey, all day. It's about to get ugly in here. A little less ugly now that you're not on. I kid.
Them all day boys.
Vandy 45-21. There ain't much else to say about it.
I mean, there's plenty I can say about it.
Go ahead.
Because there's a long line. I've been a Vandy. I try not to hate anything, but I've been a Vandy hater for a very long time. It goes deep into my family. I have said this before. All the women in my family went to Vanderbilt, and all the men, except for your boy here, went to UT. Although I do have a degree from a UT school. It's not from the mothership. So it was always. It was always the women cheered for Vandy and the men cheered for Tennessee, which I'm very proud to continue that tradition. Frankly, my kids could give a damn. They just know to leave Daddy alone when he's screaming at the TV during football season.
Well, not my kids, but my nephews. Both of them are Gumpers, so things could be worse.
We all have black sheep in our family, Brandon. We just it's the air to air the problem out is usually the best way to handle it.
All right, so let's run down a few stats. Before I get into it, though, what do you think about Hendon Hooker?
I think he's the most efficient quarterback in the country.
Yes, indeed.
31 TDs versus three interceptions.
Yeah. His interceptions were
I mean, you carry that out. I mean, you carry that out over the first couple of games. You put him in for the full game against Pitt. That only goes up. That only goes up.
We're gonna get that Pitt ass. When we play.
I mean that's Maxwell Award quality. And shout out to my friend and my friend and barber Max Ramos, MVX the barber on Instagram. Look him up. He does good work. He is the finest hair stylist, artist, old school barber in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Are you saying that Max wants to join the stream?
Well, he's definitely. I don't know if he wants. He's welcome to come on if he wants to. He and I got into a bit of an argument over what caused the pit loss this past
Connect
weekend.
your device, sir. There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, NVX Barber, welcome to the show. We were not planning on having guests on today. In fact, both our guests, one of them had a very legit reason for not being here. The other one just wasn't ready to face us yet.
Yeah. I think Hendon Hooker definitely. He'll be a dark horse candidate for the Heisman. I think he'll surprise a lot of people. I also think Brew McCoy is going to have a breakout year. I think he's going to be similar to what Jawan Jennings was for us.
He's wearing the dog's number, baby. He's got that 15 on his chest.
Yep.
So I was pleased to see that.
I think he's going to fill in that real physical receiver spot.
You're jumping my gun all over the place, though, bud.
Hey, you're the one who brought it in, man. So
you got it.
Be careful what you wish for.
Getting excited. Getting excited. We're already 30 days out now.
Yep. It's time.
31?
Yeah.
I believe it was
we play on the first, don't we? Didn't Ball State in the first?
Maybe.
I think it's the first. I think it's
that's 31 days.
The Thursday.
31 days.
August.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Well, Max, we appreciate you watching. Be sure to everybody that follows MVX the Barber on Instagram. Be sure to give him a look. Check out his work. Max, where can these fine folks find you?
They can find me on Instagram, MVX the Barber. That's pretty much where you'll find me and stuff like that, and all sorts of. You can book an appointment through there, whatever. If you have any questions, more than welcome to ask. So, I'm here at anybody's disposal, and also appreciate you guys for doing this, and shout out to you guys.
We appreciate fine fans like you showing up. Yep.
So you guys are awesome.
All right. Well, Max, we appreciate you, bud. We'll see you around. Feel free to come back anytime. Feel free to chat with us. What is the name of your fine business establishment there here?
It's called Pike Barbershop.
Pike Barbershop.
So Pike Barbershop. Yep.
Near the Cherokee Hills section of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep. Long's Drugstore, Cherokee Hills, right there. So.
Yep.
But I appreciate y'all.
Yep.
We appreciate
what is that poster in the
background?
Oh, the poster in the background. So I also watch soccer, and I'm a huge Liverpool fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to have I'm a big soccer fan as well. So
we won't hold that against you. I was looking at it, I was like, is that a poster for his place of business?
Yeah, I'm a Gunners boy myself, so we'll have to table that discussion for another day. So
I appreciate y'all.
All right, Max. Good talking to you, bud.
Good talking to y'all. Thank y'all.
Hang around, man. Drop in anytime you like.
Will do. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. All right. Good to see your buddy Max. Drop in. Anyone in the community who I shared the link to this fine program, drop in. Pimp your business.
I'm sure one of them all day boys is watching, just chomping at the bit to jump in. Do we want to talk about the
Let me finish Bandy game.
Okay.
Gonna get into that god awful mess of Music City Ball after that. So 10 for 18. 156 yards and 2 touchdowns by Hendon Hooker in that game.
He didn't need to do much. The defense definitely helped him out. When Theo ran that touchdown back.
And that's what I like.
In the first quarter. So I mean, pouring it on Vandy is a tradition. We've only lost to them 4 times in my lifetime, I think. Well, more than that because we lost to him we lost to him in the 70s. But from 82 to 2005, we had the only streak that was longer in the country, I think, was Notre Dame's over Navy until Navy manned up and finally ended that thing.
My favorite is our boy Cedric.
Just
6
feels it.
Yep. 6. Mm-hmm. 106 yards.
Yep.
That's playing football, ladies and gentlemen.
Phil Steele just named Cedric to his SEC first team. He's the only player from the team to make the first team, which is not surprising. But
if I take the temperature here, old school, get a feel, put my ear to the ground. Is Hendon Hooker getting the respect he deserves?
I think they're not completely. I think there are guys who like him. I mean, Phil Steele named him second team All SEC.
Yeah.
So that means that Bryce Young. I haven't seen the list, but I would assume Bryce Young would have been first team, and then but he's got him ahead of Levis, Richardson. I'm blanking. Who's the kid from Arkansas?
Oh, you had to do that to me.
No, sorry, Dargan. Sorry, Bacon Bits. That's our old pet name for Dargan. But he's got him ahead of Rattler, Levis, and Richardson. So I think, I really think that he values him. Josh Pate seems to be pretty high on him. Josh Pate thinks it's going to take another 1,000 yards to get him to New York in December, and I tend to agree with that. But I think, and it's gonna require a little bit of Machiavellian forethought. Hey, I used a big word there. From Heupel to get him there because he's going to have to stay. He's going to have to play deep.
KJ Jefferson, thanks for the assist, Mitch.
KJ, thank you, KJ Jefferson. Yes. Finger roll there. It's going to, like I said, it's going to take a little bit of Machiavellian forethought on Heupel's part because the hook to get those kind of yards. Because I think Bryce Young threw for like 3,900 something last year.
Yeah.
For Hooker to get to that level, I'm not saying he's going to throw that much, so nobody, we're dropping 20.
Where you at, Mitch, all day?
Yeah, as I say, Mitch probably peed himself over that.
We're dropping 20.
Yeah, but he's going to have to play. He's going to have to play deep in games against Ball State and UT Martin and Akron, and let's just go and say Missouri, and Vandy, and be able to pile up those stats and do a little bit of. And a lot of it's going to be predicated on the line keeping him upright, so he doesn't have to run as much. I mean, he ain't the best running quarterback we've ever had. He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. Okay, I'm going back pretty far here. He ain't Dewey Warren.
I had watched that Conrad Childway thing in quite a few years.
The color orange? Yeah.
It came on the other night.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
He's not Condridge. He's not. I don't even think he runs as well as Dobbs. And he ain't Tony Jones. Nobody was Tony Jones. So, but I think so. He's going to have to rush it less to get his. And he's definitely got the skill. He's definitely got the outside threats.
Yeah.
But you want to continue with the Vandy and going into postseason, so let's roll with that.
Well, and the third and final, was our boy Jalen Wright. When he got here, carried 15 for 112 and a touchdown. That's damn near 10 yards carry. That ain't bad either.
I mean, that's almost an immaculate game statistically when you've got 100 yard, 150 yards. You're not setting the world on fire,
right,
throwing the ball. You don't need to. And probably there's a lot of short fields there, but you had a 100-yard rusher and you had a 100-yard receiver. So I mean, if you can do
that,
anytime you can do that, the odds of you winning increase exponentially. Yeah.
So Heupel ended his first season on a good note.
And then we went to
Much
Nashville.
to people's chagrin.
Again.
Fans and such.
We have been to the Music City Bowl, 4 times? And won once.
And then we go to the Music City Bowl to play those gentlemen.
Oh, God.
And it is just a hell of an entertaining game.
I'll let you get the statistics.
Yeah, would be getting it.
I'll get to this. Let me just say my piece here, and we'll get to the statistics. I
really don't.
I thought it was in the bag. I thought it was in the bag. I thought Purdue was going to score some points. I didn't think our defense, especially our secondary, was going to be as god awfully bad as they were, especially in the second half. I mean, we made, we couldn't. It was like Tennessee School for the Blind out there. No offense to Tennessee School for the Blind, because that's an insult to them. Tackling people. The touchdown in the fourth quarter that their tight end scored.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been he might as well have been walking out there for the effort that they were giving in the defensive backfield trying to tackle this dude. I mean, I'm not, and to say that, and for they add salt to the wound, that completely dumbass call was it Wright or Small that they called down? Was it Jabari?
Oh,
they called down at the 1 inch line. I can't remember. I've blocked I've tried to block it out. But
it was our guy.
So, but in that situation, but we put ourselves in that situation. We never should have been in the first place. I was really displeased with a lot of our guys, given the effort that they had put out, that they had shown throughout the year. I even thought Five showed his ass a little bit.
Yeah,
he got a little mouthy about out there, and that had not been like him the entire season. And I think he's better player and a much better human being than that.
Yeah.
For the effort that Hendon put out there last year, I just thought it was not a good way to end things. But that's a trend in that game for us. I mean, North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's something about
that game that just does not.
These boys played on defense like they had their ass hanging out of their pants.
I know. Like that, like Vandy showing up and tied anchors to him or something, and they're dragging all over the friggin' field.
That's not a saying.
But go ahead and do your deep dive. You did the stats research this week. That's usually my thing, but I'll let you go with that.
I'm good without diving deep into this game. But also, fuck those ACC refs that called it. It was ridiculous.
I mean, they didn't top the Ole Miss crew, but
touchdown at the end of the game. Mostly, the only people that don't think it was are like Tennessee haters. Your average isn't. They're like, "Oh, look at this slugfest. Oh, they got the last slug in there, but they didn't give it to us."
Maybe not.
But 45-48. That's a hell of a lot of points. We can't get away with that this season.
Nope.
Dare I say. All right. So a little heartbreak at the end of the Heupel first season as head coach. Overall, I was really pleased.
I think it was as good as we could have hoped for.
Yeah.
First year, getting to a ball. I mean, I had said at the beginning, I thought if we get to a bowl game, we'll be happy. And we won that one. The one game that we won that we probably shouldn't have, we did, which was Kentucky.
Mitch all day just popped a bottle of champagne on that, I think.
Mm-hmm. But so I admit last year that we probably should have lost to Kentucky. There you go, Mitch.
But
inhale that blue mist. Go ahead.
Let me do a Jim Carrey, and we did win that game, so something like that.
It's coming to our place this year.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get that ass because they're due one. They're due a beat down in Knoxville.
Hell yeah. So kind of left reeling after that. Yeah, it sucked. And then our basketball team comes along.
First SEC championship since '79. Tournament championship since '79.
Yeah. They went on a tear, went undefeated at home.
Found the new adopted hometown hero in Zakai Ziegler.
Yes.
And he is now home. This is now his adopted hometown. His entire family has moved to Knoxville, and there's no McDonald's bags involved in that. Thank you, Ducati. Thank you.
I liked him a little more than Chandler out there.
I did. Well, I did. I thought Chandler tried to get by a little bit more on his talent than actual hard work. Ziegler has to work for it.
Yeah.
And he knows that. I mean, he's skinny. He's only 5'9". He's really skinny, and he's got to. He takes a beating out there.
All over the place out there.
But I mean, he's got a good. He's got a good, core of interior players around him now. Plasvich and
I think they're back in it when basketball season rolls around again.
I think we're going to get better. I mean, with J3 coming back and Vescovi coming back, I think we've got to be. I think we're preseason top 10 nationally, and I think we've got to be the preseason favorite to win conference this year.
2 or 3, because
they're
going to give Arkansas plenty of love, as deep as they went in the picture.
Yeah. I mean, Auburn and Kentucky are always going to be the problems, but I think with the depth we got coming back, I think we're going to be, top.
All apologies to Tidwell. We smoked Auburn when they came to town. That's when I thought, man, these kids are world beaters right here.
Yeah. We had this little fricassee. We fried up an eagle just to see. So it's yeah, old spirits little got some dark meat on him, so it was pretty tasty. I have to admit.
With this Stranger Things little underlying theme, we won the SEC, beat Texas A&M, led wire to wire. What do we do when we get into the round of 32?
We drop it to Michigan in that.
We shit the bed to Michigan, who was ranked 11, and we were ranked
3rd.
Killed me.
It was an off night. Hey, at least it wasn't the Ramblers this year.
It's true.
You know, when you basically have the Pope's baby sister sitting on your sidelines with you. You know, the karma odds are pretty stacked. It's pretty much stacked against you at that point.
What's the Pope's baby sister's name?
Sister Jean. I can't think of her last name.
Yeah, I can't.
She didn't go to the tournament this year. She wasn't feeling up to it. So hopefully she's hanging in there for now because she's getting up there toward the century mark.
Well, as if you're a Vol fan, you'll get this. I ain't much on Catholics these days. Not the religion per se, but certain institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, we're left heartbroken, loses the seat of 32 to Michigan. Time starts healing wounds again.
Because baseball season rolls in.
Baseball season rolls around. And they go on a tear of a lifetime. Just killing it. My favorite win, personally, is when he who shall not be named, Griffin, decided he was going to throw out a golf ball for the first pitch, and we beat the living shit out of Ole Miss that day.
Yeah, I was on the SEC Biased podcast a couple months back, and I had to eat a big shit sandwich. I was just straight up front. There were two Ole Miss guys on there, and I said to him straight up, "Congratulations, y'all earned that title." I mean, I love our boys, but as much as they showed their ass with their celebrations, which was cool for a while, you know, I couldn't. I mean, me being the eternal pessimistic SOB that I am, I couldn't help but wait for the other shoe to drop.
This is true. The only
it just happened to be those shamrock wearing sons of bitches.
I hate Notre Dame. Hate
it. It used to be during football season.
In football, in baseball,
it was like cheer for Tennessee and whoever's playing against Miami, Alabama, and Notre Dame.
Fair enough.
We are 2-2 against Notre Dame in my lifetime.
Here's my take on the baseball team and their shenanigans and the pimp coat and the hat. I like the hat and the pimp coat. Flipping people off as you round the bases. I love Tony Vitello as a coach. However,
I think Tony's a great coach.
You kind of let the kids on the team dictate how you're going to carry yourself as a team.
Yeah.
I think that's part of being a great manager is they take on the personality you want them to. You go in there and lead like a general in a war. You go there to win. Little coat, little hat, that shouldn't bother anybody.
There's
little things. Flipping people off, doing, all that on-field shit. They can leave some of that behind.
But just all that bad karma came up and bit us in the ass. And
that's the way. I love baseball, but that's the way it is. When you get that hot hand, you can ride it, and it's between the psychology of the game and all this stuff. But when you don't have the hot hand and you get the yips or things like that,
it's
very real.
You respect the streak. You respect the streak. It's like Nick not giving it up to Annie until the streak's over. # Bull Durham.
23 in a row. I was happy we were recognized for our efforts. We deserve.
And we're still, by a lot of people, called the best team in the country.
Yeah.
It could be worse. We could have an East Carolina level of futility. East Carolina has, 27 years has made the postseason and still not made it, and hosted super regionals and has still not made it, and hosted in several of those years and has still not made it.
It is
Omaha. So it could be a lot worse.
It is a very peculiar situation out that way. I think it's because they call their stadium the Jungle. I don't know.
Well, I'm ready to get to
football in a second, Bobby Boucher. All right. So the good news, even though we lost to the shitty Irish and their shitting ways, we had some great players on that team.
Yes.
Big Joyce being one of many brilliant pitchers on that team. So I just selected a few that made it to the majors. Our boy Mike Honcho. I'm gonna love that kid forever. Even though he flipped off what was Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
You just gotta love. They call the guy Mike Honcho. That's funny. In case you don't know, Mike Honcho went full Monty in Playgirl magazine. Had to spread his cheeks and everything. 10 balls selected. These are guys we're losing, but we're reloading like a damn howitzer.
Yeah.
Drew Gilbert, the aforementioned Jordan Beck, Mike Honcho, Blake Tidwell. All those guys were drafted the first day. Trey Lipscomb. Was it time for him to graduate, or was he leaving?
I thought Trey was a sophomore.
That's what I was thinking.
Sophomore or junior.
At least one more year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's got.
He got drafted by. I didn't write who.
I thought he went like in the fifth round or something like that. He went later.
Yeah, it was later.
Yeah.
Instead of Ben Joyce, he went later, like 4th or 5th. But that was just a few of the players that got drafted. And I think, just like our basketball team who broke our heart, this heartbreaking baseball team is going to be back next year. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You know that guy Jack that played for Notre Dame? I believe that gentleman is coming to UT to play baseball. He must have liked what he saw down here.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Now it's time for a little something. A little something, something. Little something, something new on this show.
Is it the section where you read the like 16 instructions to the sea with?
Friends, if you're like your boy here, and after a long day of throwing Titleist golf balls, the number one ball in golf, at powder blue and red, visor wearing effigies in the backyard, make sure you season or accentuate your nighttime repast with a generous dollop of French's yellow mustard. You took me.
Right now. So delicious. Don't you agree, Dren?
Yeah, I think you kind of kicked me out of there. I don't know how much everybody heard.
Oh no, I can hear you when you.
Yes, but I don't know that everybody else heard. The rest of the world heard it because I wasn't. You kicked me out of the stream.
I'm sorry for kicking you out.
It's okay.
Our beautiful.
But
if you don't
make sure you wash down your French's yellow mustard with a refreshing Milo's iced tea, the manna of the South.
And you may ask yourself, well, you shouldn't ask yourself why we're pimping Milo's tea, because it's just
well, we're not pimping them. We're pimping ourselves to them. There's a subtle difference there. Okay, we're not getting paid for any of this.
This is true.
Yes,
we just enjoy these things.
But the fine folks at Milo's
follow on Instagram.
We're nice enough to give us a follow on Instagram, so we're throwing in themselves some love. Hopefully they don't, trademark the phrase "manna of the South" too quickly. Even though I think it's a great trademark that came off the top of this head.
So, if you don't know about Milo's, I believe our friend Mitch said this, that you're just not living right.
No.
What are you doing? What are you doing if you're not drinking this?
It's the best thing that came out of Alabama since T. Martin.
Indeed. Well, let me go with a little. Some people are, and I do not support throwing golf balls at people. I'm not one of those fans.
Let it be said, friends, that if you go back and you'll look at the post Ole Miss show that we did, that was about as angry as I've ever been after a football game. And there have been games I've been plenty pissed off at. I watched from the front row of the South end zone, watched us lose to Notre Dame. And if God loved Greg Amsler, if he hadn't been a slow white boy, we'd have won that game. I could have almost punched the defensive back that picked off Andy Kell in the end zone. And if my dad hadn't backed me away, I probably would have. I was that mad. But so we don't condone the behavior of the student section. In fact, our new friend that joined us, Max, told me recently that he was actually in the student section for that game. He had a friend that snuck in there.
Oh, I wish he was in here now.
Yeah, I know, but it's so we don't condone the behavior. Okay, we don't. But that does not mean with what we are trying to build here that we are not going to lean into this shit hard and see what breaks loose. See what breaks loose. We might end up getting cease and desist letters.
Others shy away from this.
We might end up getting sponsors. I don't know. Brandon doesn't know, but we're gonna take our chances because, like I said, we are high level amateurs here.
I've played golf since about the age of 11. That wasn't like yesterday, unfortunately.
By the way, hashtag Seamus pimping.
Hashtag Seamus pimping. The one thing that I've always used on the golf course, clubs come and go, hats come and go. You know what stays? Titleist golf balls. Sometimes they're thrown at pissy shit coaches. Sometimes they're used to drive one 250 yards down fairway. It's really up to you.
Yep. Just if you do the former rather than the latter, just be ready to get arrested for it.
Yeah.
Because you deserve it. That's why I say I throw them on at effigies, because they're not fucking real.
They aren't fucking real.
There's our 2 for the day, folks. We are a hard PG-13.
Finally,
French's mustard.
Shameless pimping. I'm not the guy that fills a mustard bottle with liquor and brings it to the football game.
Hey, and by that time, the Ole Miss guys from SEC Biased, shout out to SEC Biased, said by the time they started throwing them on the field, they're probably filled with piss. And they were, and honestly, they were probably right. I mean, for some reason, at that point, we had obviously morphed into LSU fans.
But I do like a good mustard.
I do,
especially on a hot dog.
Is if you will go back and look at previous podcasts, you will see that I have lost since January. Last season, I've lost quite a bit of weight. One of the things that I keep in my diet is French's mustard. Seamus pimping. Honest to God, if you turn around and look at in the ingredients list, or look at the nutritional information on the back of a bottle of French's mustard, it's all zeros. It has neutral. It's actually nutritionally, it's neutral. There's nothing. It's water. It's water and mustard seed.
I do prefer
zero calories, zero sodium. Zero carbs.
I do prefer French's over most mustard.
Well, for that reason, I mean, and I have a very restricted diet, because I have to now. But I mean, just about every meat-based product, turkey burgers, Boca burgers. Love Boca burgers, by the way. Shout out to Boca burger people. The Boca burger people.
We'll get y'all next cast.
Yeah, I put it on just about everything, and I put it on tuna. Yeah, I eat mustard with tuna, and it's good.
Once again, we prefer If you're going to use mustard bottles at the game,
Make
I
it French's.
prefer you drink liquor out of it or put it on a hot dog than to throw it on the field.
We need to build another hashtag. Don't be a dumbass.
Don't be a dumbass. Use the mustard. Here's my, you ever seen those guys and they do a tier, and tier 1, 2, and 3. Tier 3 is throwing it on the field.
Yes.
That's Tier 2. Maybe you put a little Jack Daniels in there. Take a shot of it. Maybe it tastes like mustard. I don't know. Never done it. Tier 1 by far. Put that baby on a hot dog. French's mustard. Where it's at. All right. We've gone over the past. We pinned.
Oh, it's now time to talk about the future.
Let's talk about the present and the future.
Oh, it's the opening week of fall practice. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. There are people who are tangentially surrounding the program. They're not part of the program, but they are around the program, who legitimately think 10-2. Now, Matt Ducati, clean up all the spit you just squirted all over your laptop.
You go talking about looking back at other.
Yeah. Wipe off your screen.
When they asked us Tennessee boys, we Tennessee few and proud, what I thought the ceiling was, I said 10-2.
That would be a dream for me. I'm saying we're gonna pick up 2 games. I will be happy with 8.
Yeah.
I'll be happy with 9. I'll be overjoyed with I'll be happy with 8. I'll be overjoyed with 9. I will be near orgasmic with 10. Yeah, have that visual in your head.
Don't point that thing at me, sir.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about our other colleagues. Yes. Ain't enough therapy in the world to get that image out your brain. But I figure that's going to require us to pick up a game that we're not supposed to. I mean, that's going to require beating Pitt, beating LSU, and beating Florida.
I think we're going to win that game at LSU.
I like our odds better if it's a night game. The last night game we played in Baton Rouge, we won.
Yeah.
And it was not pleasant. That game was not pleasant either. They were beating the Tigers are beating that ass up until the fourth quarter.
I think Buddy Boy is in for a rude awakening when it's SEC time.
Oh, he ain't the only one.
I think
Napier. I'm sorry. Anybody who thinks Florida is going to simply handle Utah is out of their collective freaking minds. I got that. I mean, I'm gonna take the Utes, and I'm taking the Utes in whatever points they're giving. And I guarantee it's not gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
But Utah ain't no joke. In Florida, if it was later in the season, I would give Florida a better chance at maybe winning it because they'd have more
Their
continuity. Yeah, they'd have their shit together. PG-13, baby. PG-13.
Shit.
No.
You can say that all you want to on.
Yeah, I know, but we have reputations outside this thing to try to uphold it. We don't want to completely sell it. So.
Hey Max, connect your device if you want to come on and talk. I'm getting that warning again.
But we are.
Get your shit together is what I'm saying.
Hey, he does. I mean.
I kid.
I mean, this is this is the beauty he puts together for me once a month. So hey, I can't complain too much.
Put it away, Tiger. Good Lord.
Yeah. But so, I've been looking. Before we even get to the roster, looking at the FPI. Of course, we're favored. Of course, we're favored against Akron, Ball State, and
see, I told him get his shit together. He got his shit together.
I keep telling you, he already has it. You don't have this Max. You don't have. You just expect it. He's he's put together dude. But FPI, they've of course got us up against winning against Martin, Akron, and Ball State.
Breaks, hard.
No.
All right, Max, what do you think our record is this year?
Dren and I talk about this all the time when he comes in the shop. Realistically, in my opinion, I'm thinking 8-4 because 10-2 is definitely the ceiling, but that's if everything goes right. That's if everybody stays healthy. Hendon Hooker doesn't get hurt.
Well, you already had something go wrong.
So. Yeah, exactly. So 8-4, I think we're going to have one, maybe two of those games that are just going to be in our fingertip reach, but that are just going to kind of like the Ole Miss game and the Pitt game last year. So, but I'm thinking realistically 8-4 with a bowl win. So that's I'd definitely be happy with that.
That was my floor was 8-4.
We try to be relatively sane around here, and I'm
not a.
I think 9 wins is doable if we just got to pick up Pitt in Florida.
Yeah,
and we might have to, and
I think
we'd have to hold serve against LSU, Kentucky, and South Carolina, which I think is doable. Definitely get South Carolina and Kentucky. Because I don't think Spencer Rattler is going to be. If dude's going to be lucky to survive Georgia.
Yeah,
he really is. The offensive line, Birch Antley. I'll give a shout out to my friend Birch Antley, who does brought some broadcasting for South Carolina sports. He does a lot of Gamecock softball and baseball, and he has said to me that
softball.
He does Gamecock. He Gamecock softball, and baseball. But he has said to me that he's not comprehending how Shane Beamer is going to keep Rattler from getting hurt. He said they have no offensive line, and that's going to be the big. Yep.
Two-headed dragon, if you will. Offensive line, but. You're playing the SEC now, dude. Things are not the same. That's like saying, if you're a 10 up here in Madisonville, Wisconsin, you go to New York, you're like a 3. Spencer Rattler, you're like a 3.
Who knows? He may surprise a lot of people.
And he may very well, he may
kind of like how Hendon Hooker did. Hendon Hooker had a great had a great little run at Virginia Tech for a little bit, and then he ended up transferring to Knoxville, and a lot of people had no idea who he was. But Spencer Rattler, of course, has a little bit more hype. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I think South Carolina is going to be a little stronger than what a lot of people are thinking.
Oh, no. I think they're going to do better. Shane Beamer is obviously a good coach. His father taught him well. And so did Bob Stoops.
But there needs to be.
It's going to be really interesting. But back to the FPI before I had to slam on the brakes. They've got us like 37% at Pitt. And I don't get that. I honestly don't get that, especially they're breaking in a quarterback who's not proven.
Yeah, Pickett's not even there anymore. What?
Yeah, and Pat Narduzzi has said that they're not going to be that they're not going to throw the ball nearly as much. I mean, that's that. I mean, he fired his offensive coordinator last year because he thought they thought they were throwing the ball too much, and it ended up costing them some games. That kept them in, that won them the game against Tennessee on their offensive side. And I know how Max feels because Max and I were arguing about this about Joe Milton missing receivers in the orange zone, but which he did. But I mean, you're right. I mean, if you're that's going right into the strength of our defense. The strength of our defense is our line and our.
Joe Milton is it.
I mean that's running around at Bumpus and Bumpus and Barron.
Cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
But it sprays everywhere when he shoots.
Now, apparently, from what I've been, so I cut some of the UT coaches, the UT football. So I cut some of the football coaches, and also pretty much all the male cheerleaders and one of the cheerleading coaches as well. And now all of them, all the male cheerleaders, they've all said they see him practice every year in and year out. They're realistic as can be. They all are saying 10-2. They're saying Joe Milton, Taven Jackson, Hendon Hooker, everybody is dialed in. They're all believing 10-2 because this year they actually believe Tennessee is actually going to do something.
See, that's what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
Without cutting anybody's hair,
a lot of it has.
Rocky Top are.
Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with the culture that Josh Heupel's built. I mean, Josh Pate, shout out to the late kick, made a good point. It's like, there's a reason why Tyler Barron and Joe Milton have hung around because of the culture. They like where they were. I mean, Tyler Barron entered the transfer portal and immediately regretted it and was back within less than a week. And Joe Milton staying, he likes where he is. He likes what's being built here.
I like that story, frankly.
Yeah.
I like that story about Milton and Hooker and them getting along. And I think they need to switch Milton though, because
I think they need to get him involved in the offense somehow because he's a really good runner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him being used as kind of a scat back type of deal, because they're going to figure out new ways to run the ball now that Lynette Whitehead is out for the season. And I really feel bad for that kid because he's had nothing. I mean, he missed his senior season of football at Athens Academy down in Athens, Georgia, because he had the Derrick Henry injury. He had a Liz fracture in his foot. So he did play it all his senior year, and then he got dinged up last year, and didn't get to play as much as he probably should.
Right.
And now he's got an upper body injury, which tells me probably it's his neck. He probably screwed up his neck or his back, and he's already had surgery to fix that. So I mean, I'm hoping he stays around and maybe they can get him a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, because he'd end up being a 60-year player probably at some point. I mean, be like Joe Milton. Actually, I think Joe is this Joe's 60th? Or I mean, it's
6th or 5th.
I think he's 6th. I mean, it's
might be his 6th year because he has that COVID year. So
yeah. But we're, the things I'm reading and hearing, from Go 24/7 and the guys at Vols Wire, USA, shout out to USA Today. The freshman receivers have come in really well, really gelled well, really with the offense. Chaz Nimrod and Squirrel White, and there's the third kid whose name I can't think of off the top of my head.
I've heard Drew McCoy's been killing.
Yeah. Yeah, he has, and I think he's going to be eligible.
They just got to clear him of this.
Yeah, Heupel was saying at media days he only had one hurdle left, and the fact that he was talking about it I think, is a positive sign, because if there are any more eligibility issues, he probably would have tried to dodge the question.
But here's my thing about Milton and why I believe, like you do, that some dudes, if you're an athlete, you're an athlete, you're an athlete, right?
Yeah.
You play any position on the field. If he's got the talent, cut him, like you said, a scat back. You know, the popular Debo saying.
Put him at tight end, move him, making him interior receiver somewhere, and just get him the ball. Joe Milton is no Tate Martell, okay? A kid who just bounced around, looking for anybody who would take him. Joe Milton has some honest to God, talent.
Yeah,
the guy can run. He's definitely strong. He's definitely an athlete. I think you got to figure out what he uses.
Here, if you can't compete with, where's he from? He's from LA. Nico.
Oh, I may have the
Nico from California.
Yeah, he's from California. He was he just transferred. He just transferred high schools.
He's
I can't remember. I used to know what school he was at. Well, he was at this past.
Once they got him to commit, all those dominoes have fallen into place. They're gonna want to play him.
Yep.
So if you're,
and he's also committing for us as well too.
Unless Taven Jackson is just something.
Yeah.
Otherworldly.
Which
yeah.
I'm glad they signed Taven Jackson.
Yeah.
I was happy about that, but yeah.
I hope he gets some playing time.
Yeah.
I mean, we may see him in mop-up duty in those games, like against Martin and Akron, and we will be at the Akron game. By the way, we actually have really good seat. We got that's the first game we'll be hitting this season. My day job is kicking in, so, and I was given some extra responsibilities, so my energy level to go to games is not going to be where it was, but I personally hope to be going to. I went to what? How many games I went to? I went to Carolina, Georgia.
We went to Carolina, Georgia,
and I went to South Alabama.
Yeah,
three games last year, I think. Yeah, 3 games. So I'm gonna try to duplicate that this year. You'd be amazed just how many people who live in Knoxville don't go to games. I mean, I have my day job. I'm a lowly public servant, so I don't get paid a whole heck of a lot. So I am, I'll go when I go. I'm going to try very hard. If our eminently qualified colleague will help me out, I'm gonna try to go to Athens this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to go to Athens. I've been by that. Okay. Our friend Ethan Hewitt, who's our Florida guy, gave us a question, and I froze there for a second. As asked the question, I'll get to that in a second. But I have seen that stadium. I've stood by that stadium. I have threatened to round up the hedges at that stadium many times. I actually did in front of UGA police one time. Wasn't very bright, and I was sober at the time, which made it even worse. And decked out in orange. So. Yeah, I would like to go to that game. There's some people who are giving us a better chance of beating Georgia down there when they are giving us beating Alabama at home, which I find kind of surprising.
There was like a 2 or 3 point victory somebody predicted against Georgia.
Yeah, I think it's a. I mean, I think we'll play well, and I think we'll put up points and. I don't know if we'll hang 20, but
Yeah.
Well, Max, that's an inside joke. Okay, I got flamed hard.
You think that's
over you
Georgia boys?
You thought I'd pull down my pants and drop the turd on the live stream when I said it. But it was on the Georgia show when I did it.
Are right there together.
Do you think we were going to drop 20 on Georgia last year?
I thought we were. Yeah, we almost did.
No.
We dropped 17. I mean, that was other than Alabama, nobody scored more points on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was shockingly enough Milton that got us there.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Who's the kid that just had a visit to Tennessee?
You talking about the running back transfer from Clemson that might replace Laneith Whitehead?
Yes.
Well,
that's exactly who I'm talking about.
See, this is where we need Mike. This is where we need Mikey. Well, he transferred to let's just do this on the fly. He transferred to West Virginia.
Yeah.
And didn't make it through spring practice. And I'm trying to.
I've got the I took a picture of the article or screen grab, but his name's not on here.
The hyphenated name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look.
There we go. I think I got it. Hold on.
Is it Justin Williams Thomas?
No, it was Lynn J. Dixon.
Committed for this season, though. He's another running back.
Yeah, Lynn J. Dixon, and he's not he's no slouch.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he got stuck behind. He did well playing behind Travis Etienne. So I think he would be good to have if we can get him. He fills a definite need. He's experienced. He's an experienced back. We need somebody in there because all we got are freshmen behind Small, with Whitehead being out. So
yeah.
So well, let's move on. We've been doing this for over an hour, and I got work. Max and I both have work in the morning.
All right.
But I'm pleased. We Phil Steele.
Another new one.
Phil Steele put up his projected lineup. No real surprises. Jalen Hyatt, Brew McCoy, and Tillman as our wide receivers. Jacob Warren over Princeton Fan as our starter tight end. Cooper Mays at center. The big question mark was who was going to end up playing left tackle, and he's got Jeremiah Crawford, who was a JUCO transfer last year who played some. Still no Gerald Mincy. We'll have to see what's going on there. But special teams defense is pretty much the same. You've got let's see who do they have for Alante. Kamal Haddon is the new. He's a transfer. Or no, Kamal Haddon. No, that Wesley Walker's the kid from Georgia Tech. Kamal Haddon is another transfer, so he's going to be in there for.
Who was the transfer from Bama? The corner, I think it was
It might be him actually.
Because there was some transfer we ended up getting from Bama.
It might be Kamal Haddon. One thing I want to do, Brandon, you probably missed this, but I want to go ahead and throw this question out there because our Papa Gator, Ethan Hewitt, asked the question, and let me make sure I'm saying it right because I don't want him to feel like he's been misquoted.
Okay.
Is Tennessee going to finish with a better recruiting class than Florida?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. I don't think this. I don't think this is that there's any question.
Did you expect us to say no? Dink.
Yeah, I know.
So
we have a new segment on here this year, and we have not forgotten about the weird vault item product.
I got weird ball items. Let me explain the good, the bad, and the double bagged. So we're a little tongue in cheek from time to time. Always. So instead of just going with the good, the bad, the ugly, for our preseason, kind of wrapping things up, getting into the new season, I've got the good, the bad, and you better double bag that bitch. So here's the good. This is our SEC championship winning baseball team.
Even though it did not end the way we wanted to. Good on you, boys. Good season.
Did not end the way we wanted it to. Any guesses as to what the bad might be?
I think it has. Well, yeah. So it's not as bad as forward progress.
This is damn near the double bagged level. You'll understand.
It's maddening, and it's it's ulcer creating. I still say it's not as bad as forward progress.
Man, I really wish I had a Milo's tea. Y'all got me wanting Milo's tea.
That's the point. That's the point.
It's the only tea worth drinking.
Mm-hmm. The manna of the South.
The manna of the South.
Come on, I'll be working in marketing for you people.
All right. So what do you think the double bagged is?
I think it has something to do with the number 18, but I'm not quite sure about that.
Oh.
She worked in a frigging compliance office at 2 major universities.
Jeez.
This is the
My
double bag.
God. I mean,
kind of had a feeling.
And the best comment on this whole thing came during SEC Media Days on the Jim Rome show. Ilya Drinkwitz was on there, and he said that he quit. After seeing what
he said
what Jeremy's wife did for the UT program. Ilya Drinkwitz questions his wife's level of commitment. I thought that was just. I thought that summed it up. I mean, Paul Feinbaum has said that.
Here's a question: do you think he'll ever coach again anywhere?
Not in college.
No. Yeah, probably not in college. No.
And half the time, Niedermeyer. I think of Animal House when I think of that name. Niedermeyer, dead. I mean, there's going to be some massive show cause penalties handed out here.
Oh yeah.
We're talking like 5-6 years, but here's the thing.
You know what a lot of people say on Twitter and never trust a Bammer. We should have never trusted a Bammer.
Look. We have had good coaches come to Tennessee from the state of Alabama.
He'd still be a shitty
Bill Battle was a good coach. He was too young. He wasn't much younger than his players. He was late 20. He was like 29 when he got the job. David Cutcliffe, Alabama graduate. So,
by the way,
I don't necessarily hold that as being sacrosanct, but
just so people know, we do not run, we do not hide.
No,
we face things.
We
will face.
Now, granted, a lot of people gave Dr. Dondi Plowman a lot of crap for doing what she did immediately, letting everybody go, docking the scholarships, self-penalizing. But it was the best thing she could have done. And given, I mean, she was given a massive shit sandwich, and she put some sugar and honey on it, and made it as digestible as possible.
A little French's mustard on there.
Yeah, a little French's mustard on there too, and so. She did everything. She did everything she could. I mean, Fulmer. Look, I love Philip Fulmer. I love him.
I love Philip Fulmer up until about 2000.
He was. I mean, the guy's a hero the guy's a legend from the part of the state I'm from Middle Tennessee. Okay, he is. I will never trust him again.
Huh?
Ever.
No way.
whenever he got in that position, I had a feeling that
it was a hatchet job.
You just knew. You knew to shit the bed.
I mean, Dave Hart went in there and tore some stuff up, but Dave Hart had an actual mission. Okay. I mean, and this, I don't know this for sure. It may not be true. I don't know, but it also could be something that Phil was going to deny to his dying breath. Phil went in there to cut out, to get back at everything that the Mike Hamilton regime had done.
Yeah.
I mean, because the reason why Phil Fulmer ultimately lost his job is because he and Mike Hamilton did not like each other. And Mike Hamilton got.
Also, the rumors would have got up to Phil Fulmer.
Yes, I know.
The sexual rumors. They'd have got up to him. He'd been driven out of town.
We don't worry about that. Anyway.
Hey, ASMR.
Man, so we don't. Yeah, we can't. That I won't go into. But I mean, we have done so. I think we have done as much as possible. Are we going to still be punished? Yes. Is it going to be bad as it could be? Have we not done anything? Definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, look, LSU got hit with 8 allegations, and they haven't done dick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they're facing something much worse than the NCAA. If the acts are really to come down. I mean, they're liable to use millions, and I mean millions with a capital N in federal grant money.
Yeah.
Over that deal, because they when they did not report that stuff, they violated federal law. It is. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at my notes from last year to find it, but it's actual federal red letter law that they violated. And the thing that really chaps me is it doesn't affect the granted aid athletic scholarships. It affects Pell Grants.
Yeah.
It affects financial aid for those kids that actually need it.
Right.
And the LSU boosters don't give a damn. And that tells me all I need to know about. I mean, I've got friends who are LSU fans.
It just don't affect the football team.
Shout out to Tony Ingram wherever you are. But
yeah,
they don't care. They don't care. Will Wade. All you need to know right there. Well, it's hour 17. We probably need to go ahead and wrap it up so people can get on with the rest of their lives.
Yes, sir.
YB, you got anything else you want to share? Max, you got anything you want to share?
No, nothing at all. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
I'm coming up that way. What, September 17th?
I'll bring him by for a haircut.
Yeah. Bring him on by.
Bring him for a haircut. Let him sit in the chair. But everybody look at Max the MVX the barber on Instagram. Check out the man's work. He even manages to make me look a little pretty.
Hey, Donati's here.
Oh, oh Lord. Okay.
Oh shit, the bed.
You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
Say your piece, sir, then leave.
Cut the promo and go to bed. Damn it.
No.
You know what the great thing about this is?
Yes, Max. Behind the hedges is a show that you should definitely check out. Mitch Alday and Matt Ducati. Ducati is by far the funniest of all of us. I really and truly believe we try to be funny, but Matt.
See, I can mute people whenever I like, and it's just beautiful.
Okay, now I can.
That's right. I'm gonna have to check it out though.
Yeah. It's hey, they promote us. Why shouldn't we promote them? Okay,
this is true. We're all one big family.
Mitch is the godfather of all of this. We wouldn't be here for that. So.
Shit.
Yes, but so it is late in the evening. I have yet to drink my last protein shake before I hit the sack.
Drink it.
So So remember, folks, throw your Titleist golf balls. Season, accentuate your favorite meal with your French's iced tea, and refresh your palate with Milo's iced tea.
French's iced tea.
The manna.
Iced tea. Hey, there we go.
The manna of the South.
The manna of the South.
The manna of the South. And we will catch you. We'll catch y'all next time. Like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends. We very much like my friend Max Ramos, who came on the show with us tonight unexpectedly. We were very, very, very happy to have him. He's always welcome. So, as we like to say here on the Very Orange Lime Stream, good night and go Vols.
Go Vols.
Y'all hang around for just a second.